Picture this, you're watching one of the most electrifying athletes in professional wrestling absolutely dominate in the ring when suddenly everything changes in a split second. What happened next left thousands of fans gasping and social media exploding with reactions. If you love wrestling drama and want to see how a true champion handles the unexpected, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss what's coming. This story involves Jade Cargill, one of the most physically imposing and talented performers in the business today, and a moment that nobody saw coming during what should have been just another night of high-octane action. Jade Cargill has built her reputation on being virtually unstoppable inside the squared circle. Standing at an impressive height with a physique that screams power and dedication, she's become one of the most talked-about figures in professional wrestling. Her entrance alone commands attention as she walks down that ramp with confidence that radiates through every arena she steps into. The crowd knows that when Jade is scheduled to compete, they're about to witness something special. Her moveset combines raw strength with surprising agility, creating a combination that has left opponent after opponent struggling to keep up. She's the kind of athlete who makes difficult maneuvers look effortless, executing power moves that would challenge even the strongest competitors in the industry. On this particular evening, the energy in the arena was at fever pitch. Thousands of fans had packed the venue, their anticipation building as the night's matches progressed. The lighting rig cast dramatic shadows across the ring, and the thunderous sound system pumped entrance music that got hearts racing. Jade was scheduled for a high-profile match that had been promoted for weeks, and expectations were through the roof. Her opponent was equally formidable, setting the stage for what promised to be an incredible contest. The commentary team hyped the matchup, discussing both competitors' strengths and predicting how the action might unfold. Backstage, production crews monitored multiple camera angles, ensuring every moment would be captured for the live broadcast reaching millions of viewers worldwide. When Jade's music hit, the reaction was immediate and deafening. Fans rose to their feet, some cheering wildly while others captured the moment on their phones. She emerged from behind the curtain wearing her ring gear, specially designed attire that combined functionality with visual impact. In professional wrestling, costumes are carefully constructed to withstand the physical demands of competition while looking impressive under bright lights and on high-definition cameras. Designers and seamstresses work closely with performers to create outfits that allow full range of motion during complex athletic sequences. Every stitch and seam is meant to hold up under extreme stress as wrestlers execute moves that push human bodies to their limits. Jade made her way to the ring, her focus visible even from the upper decks of the arena. She climbed through the ropes with the confidence of someone who had done this hundreds of times before. The referee conducted the standard pre-match checks, and her opponent entered to their own elaborate entrance. The bell rang, and both competitors circled each other, feeling out the early moments of what everyone expected would be a physical encounter. The first collar and elbow tie-up set the tone as both athletes jockeyed for position. Jade used her strength advantage to back her opponent into the corner, and the referee called for a clean break. The match was building nicely with each exchange showcasing their respective skills. Several minutes into the contest, the pace intensified. Both performers had landed significant offense, and the crowd was fully invested in the back-and-forth action. Jade executed a powerful slam that shook the ring, and the impact reverberated through the arena. She pulled her opponent up for another move, this one requiring a quick transition and precise timing. As she lifted and rotated, going for a complex maneuver that would demonstrate her athletic prowess, something went wrong. The fabric of her outfit caught on a piece of equipment. In that fraction of a second, what should have been a smooth execution became complicated by a wardrobe issue that threatened to derail the entire moment. The incident happened so quickly that many fans didn't immediately process what they were seeing. Those watching on television got various camera angles that captured different perspectives of the situation. The production team in the truck had to make split-second decisions about which shots to use and when to cut away. Meanwhile, in the ring, Jade found herself in an incredibly challenging position. Professional wrestlers train for years to handle all sorts of unexpected circumstances, but wardrobe issues present unique difficulties because they're often beyond immediate control. The outfit had shifted in a way that could have been embarrassing, yet she couldn't simply stop the match and fix it. The show had to continue, and thousands of eyes were watching her every move. What happened next demonstrated exactly why Jade Cargill has earned respect throughout the wrestling industry. Rather than panicking or showing visible distress, she made an instant adjustment. Her opponent, equally professional, recognized the situation and subtly worked with her to navigate the remainder of the sequence. This kind of improvisation is what separates good performers from great ones. In training facilities around the world, aspiring wrestlers learn that anything can happen during a live performance, and the ability to adapt on the fly is crucial. Jade used a combination of positioning, quick adjustments to her gear, and continued focus on the match itself to manage the situation. She completed the move she had started, albeit with some modifications, and the action continued without a lengthy pause that would have drawn more attention to the issue. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Some fans were clearly aware that something had happened and expressed concern. Others were so focused on the athletic competition that they didn't notice the wardrobe situation until later when clips started circulating online. The arena's energy remained high because both performers refused to let the moment derail their performance. Jade's opponent deserves credit as well for maintaining professionalism and helping ensure the match continued safely. In professional wrestling, trust between competitors is essential. They're working together to create entertaining sequences while protecting each other from injury. When unexpected situations arise, that trust becomes even more important as both performers must communicate and adjust their plans in real time. As the match progressed, Jade found opportunities during natural pauses in the action to make further adjustments. Between moves, she would subtly fix her outfit, using positioning near the corners or ropes to shield herself from certain camera angles. The referee, trained to handle various in-ring situations, did what they could to assist without being obvious about it. Meanwhile, the commentary team made choices about how to address what viewers might have noticed. Professional wrestling announcers are skilled at directing attention where needed and away from situations that might be problematic. They focused on calling the athletic action, discussing the competitors' strategies, and building anticipation for upcoming moves. This approach helped maintain the flow of the broadcast while allowing the performers in the ring to work through the challenge. The incident lasted only moments in real time, but for those involved it probably felt much longer. Professional performers operating under live conditions face enormous pressure. Every action is scrutinized by fans in attendance and viewers watching from home. Social media has amplified this pressure as clips can be shared globally within seconds. For female performers especially, wardrobe issues carry additional complications given societal attitudes and the unfortunate reality of how such moments can be exploited or disrespected. Jade had to navigate all of these factors while maintaining her performance, protecting her safety and that of her opponent, and completing the match as planned. The remainder of the contest showcased both competitors working hard to deliver an exciting finish. They built toward the climax with near falls that had the audience on the edge of their seats. Jade hit several of her signature moves, each one executed with precision despite whatever challenges the wardrobe situation had created. Her opponent mounted comebacks that made the outcome feel uncertain, exactly as good professional wrestling should. The final sequence brought the crowd to their feet as both athletes gave everything they had. When the decisive moment came and the referee counted 3, the match concluded with both performers having delivered a strong showing despite the unexpected complication that had occurred. After the bell rang, Jade's music played again as her hand was raised in victory. She acknowledged the crowd, many of whom were showing their appreciation for the performance they had just witnessed. Behind the scenes, there was likely immediate discussion about what had happened and how to prevent similar situations in the future. Costume designers and seamstresses would examine the outfit to identify exactly what went wrong. Was it a structural failure of the fabric? Did a seam give way under stress? Was there contact with something that caused tearing or snagging? These technical questions matter because they inform how future gear is constructed and what precautions need to be taken. Within hours, footage of the incident began circulating on social media platforms. Wrestling fans, journalists, and casual observers all weighed in with their perspectives. Some clips were shared respectfully with recognition of the professionalism displayed. Others unfortunately took a less respectful approach, focusing on the wardrobe issue itself rather than how it was handled. This reflects a broader challenge in our social media age where any moment can be captured, extracted from context, and distributed to millions of people. For performers, this creates an environment where privacy is nearly impossible and every appearance comes with the risk of unwanted viral attention. The wrestling community's response was largely supportive. Fellow performers, both current and retired, expressed admiration for how Jade handled the situation. Many shared their own stories of wardrobe issues, equipment failures, or other unexpected incidents they had faced during their careers. These stories highlighted a common thread: live performance in any athletic or entertainment context involves accepting that things won't always go perfectly. The ability to adapt and continue professionally is what distinguishes those who succeed at the highest levels. Message boards and forums filled with discussions about the incident, with many fans praising Jade's composure and skill. Some used the moment to discuss broader issues around costume design in wrestling and whether enough attention is paid to ensuring outfits can withstand the physical demands of the profession. Professional wrestling has a long history of performers overcoming unexpected challenges during live events. Veterans of the industry tell stories of broken rings, malfunctioning equipment, medical emergencies, and countless other situations that required quick thinking and professionalism. Every performer who steps into that ring knows they're accepting certain risks and uncertainties. Training prepares them for as many scenarios as possible, but there will always be moments that no amount of preparation can fully account for. What matters is how individuals respond when faced with these challenges. Do they freeze? Do they panic? Or do they draw on their training, experience, and professionalism to navigate the situation as best they can? Jade Cargill's handling of this incident added another chapter to her growing legacy in professional wrestling. She had already established herself as a dominant force, but this moment showcased different qualities. Fans got to see her resilience, her problem-solving ability under pressure, and her commitment to delivering for the audience regardless of complications. These are the intangibles that separate good wrestlers from great ones. Physical ability can be developed through training and dedication. Charisma can be cultivated and refined. But the mental toughness to handle live performance adversity, especially something as potentially mortifying as a wardrobe malfunction, reveals character that can't be taught. The production team behind the scenes also deserves recognition for how they managed the broadcast. Camera operators, directors, and producers all had to make real-time decisions about coverage. They needed to capture the action while being mindful of not exploiting an uncomfortable situation. This balance is delicate and requires experience and good judgment. The choices made in the production truck directly impact how millions of viewers experience the event and what clips will be remembered and shared afterward. Good production work often goes unnoticed because it feels seamless, but it requires constant attention and decision-making throughout every broadcast. In the days following the incident, there was discussion about whether the wrestling promotion should address what happened publicly. Different organizations have different philosophies about acknowledging unscripted moments. Some prefer to ignore them entirely, hoping they'll fade from public attention. Others choose to address situations head-on, believing transparency is better than silence. There's no universally correct approach, as each situation has unique factors to consider. What's certain is that the decision-makers had to weigh various concerns including the performer's privacy and dignity, the audience's awareness of what happened, and the potential for ongoing discussion if left unaddressed. The incident also sparked conversations about the broader experience of female performers in professional wrestling. Women in the industry face scrutiny and challenges that their male counterparts often don't encounter to the same degree. Wardrobe standards are different, with female performers often expected to wear more revealing or potentially problematic attire. This creates additional vulnerability during the physical demands of wrestling. Many female wrestlers have advocated for costume designs that prioritize functionality and coverage without sacrificing visual appeal. The conversation about these issues gained renewed energy following Jade's experience, with performers and fans alike discussing what changes might be appropriate to better support the athletes. Costume design in professional wrestling is more complex than many people realize. Designers must balance multiple competing demands. The outfits need to look impressive under bright lights and on camera. They must allow full range of motion for athletic movements. They need to be durable enough to withstand significant physical stress. They should reflect the character and persona of the performer wearing them. And they must be comfortable enough to wear for extended periods including warm UPS, the match itself, and cool-down periods. Meeting all these requirements simultaneously is challenging, and even well-designed costumes can fail under the extreme conditions of live wrestling performance. The manufacturing process for wrestling gear involves specialized knowledge and skills. Seamstresses who work in this field often have backgrounds in athletic wear, costume design, or both. They understand which fabrics offer the best combination of stretch, durability, and appearance. They know reinforcement techniques that can strengthen high-stress areas like seams and attachment points. They work closely with performers to ensure proper fit and to understand the specific moves and positions each wrestler uses regularly. Despite all this expertise and care, failures can still occur because the human body in motion creates forces that are difficult to predict and impossible to fully control. After any incident like this, protocols are typically reviewed and updated. The performer's gear would be examined thoroughly to understand exactly what failed and why. Similar costumes used by other performers might be inspected to see if they show signs of similar weakness. Designers might experiment with different construction techniques or materials that could prevent future issues. The performer might request modifications to future outfits, perhaps opting for different styles or cuts that provide more security. All of these steps are part of the continuous improvement process that happens behind the scenes in professional wrestling and other performance industries. Jade's response to the situation extended beyond just that night's performance. In the following days and weeks, she continued to appear at events and on broadcasts, showing no signs of being deterred or embarrassed by what had happened. This resilience sent a powerful message to fans and fellow performers alike. It demonstrated that momentary setbacks, however public and potentially humiliating, don't define a career or diminish an athlete's abilities. Her willingness to move forward without dwelling on the incident exemplified the mindset required to succeed in any field where public performance is central. The support Jade received from the wrestling community was substantial. Promoters, fellow wrestlers, and industry veterans all expressed admiration for her professionalism. This solidarity is an important aspect of wrestling culture. Despite the competitive nature of the business and the individual ambitions of performers, there's a strong sense of mutual respect and support when someone faces a difficult situation. This community aspect helps performers navigate the unique challenges of their profession. Knowing that colleagues understand the pressures and unpredictability of live performance creates bonds that transcend competitive rivalries. Fan reactions varied widely, as they often do in any situation involving public figures. The most supportive fans expressed admiration for Jade's handling of the situation and anger at anyone who tried to exploit or mock the incident. They argued that focusing on a wardrobe malfunction rather than the athletic performance was disrespectful and missed the point of what wrestling is about. Other fans engaged in more detailed discussions about costume design, safety protocols, and what the industry could do differently to prevent similar situations. These conversations showed that many fans think deeply about the behind-the-scenes aspects of wrestling and care about the welfare of the performers they follow. Unfortunately, as with any viral moment, there were also negative responses. Some individuals shared clips or commentary that was disrespectful or exploitative. This darker side of fan culture and internet behavior is an ongoing challenge for performers and promotions alike. There's an inherent tension between the public nature of wrestling performance and the basic dignity and privacy that all people deserve. Social media platforms have policies against certain types of content, but enforcement is inconsistent and material that violates community standards often remains accessible. For performers like Jade, this means accepting that their public moments, including difficult ones, may be dissected and discussed in ways that feel invasive or unfair. The incident has become part of Jade Cargill's story, though certainly not the defining chapter. Her career continues to progress with high-profile matches and storylines that showcase her abilities. Each appearance builds on the foundation she's established as one of wrestling's premier athletes. The wardrobe malfunction, while significant in the moment, has faded into the background as just one of many things that have happened during her journey. This is perhaps the best possible outcome from such a situation. Rather than becoming a permanent stain or source of ongoing embarrassment, it became a brief challenge that was overcome and then largely moved past. The lessons from this incident extend beyond professional wrestling. Anyone who performs publicly, whether as an athlete, entertainer, speaker, or in any other capacity, faces the possibility of unexpected difficulties arising at the worst possible moments. The pressure of live performance means there's no opportunity to stop, reset, and try again. Whatever happens must be dealt with in real time while maintaining composure and fulfilling responsibilities to the audience, colleagues, and oneself. This reality requires mental preparation and resilience that complement whatever technical skills the role demands. Organizations across the entertainment and sports industries can learn from how this situation was handled. Having protocols in place for unexpected events matters enormously. Training staff and performers to respond professionally to wardrobe issues, equipment failures, or other complications ensures smoother recovery when problems arise. Creating a culture where performers feel supported rather than blamed when things go wrong encourages the kind of composure and quick thinking that Jade displayed. Investing in high-quality equipment and costumes, even when budgets are tight, pays dividends by reducing the likelihood of failures during crucial moments. The technical aspects of live event production deserve more recognition than they typically receive. The camera operators who frame shots, the directors who call cuts, the audio engineers who manage sound, and countless other crew members all contribute to what audiences experience. When something unexpected happens, their expertise and quick decision-making can mean the difference between a minor blip and a major incident. The best production work makes difficult situations look manageable and keeps viewers focused on the intended content rather than behind-the-scenes complications. This invisible labor is essential to successful live entertainment but often goes unappreciated by audiences who only notice when something goes obviously wrong. Looking at the bigger picture, incidents like this highlight the human element in professional wrestling. Sometimes the scripted nature of storylines and predetermined outcomes leads people to forget that the physical performance is real and demanding. The athletes are pushing their bodies to limits that create genuine risk of injury, exhaustion, and yes, even wardrobe malfunctions. Recognizing this reality helps audiences appreciate what they're watching on a deeper level. The entertainment value comes not just from dramatic storylines but from witnessing human beings perform incredible physical feats while navigating all the challenges that come with live performance. Jade Cargill's experience also speaks to the evolution of women's wrestling. Female performers today have opportunities and visibility that were unimaginable in previous generations. They main event major shows, carry championships with prestige equal to their male counterparts, and are celebrated for their athletic abilities rather than reduced to eye candy or sideshows. This progress is significant and worth celebrating. Yet challenges remain, including different standards and expectations around appearance and attire. Continuing to push for changes that support female performers while respecting their agency and choices is an ongoing process that benefits from open discussion and advocacy. The immediate aftermath of any public incident often includes soul-searching and analysis that seems disproportionate to what actually happened. A wardrobe malfunction during a wrestling match is certainly unfortunate and challenging for the performer involved, but it's not a tragedy or career-ending scandal. Keeping perspective is important for everyone involved, including the performer, the organization, and the fans. Jade handled a difficult moment well, the match continued, and wrestling moved forward. This proportional response, neither ignoring the incident nor treating it as catastrophic, represents a mature approach that serves everyone's interests. The story of what happened that night will likely be told and retold in various contexts. When wrestling historians discuss Jade Cargill's career, this moment might be mentioned as an example of her professionalism and resilience. When costume designers train new staff, it might serve as a case study in the importance of quality construction and stress testing. When performers discuss the challenges of live work, it could be referenced as the kind of situation everyone hopes to avoid but must be prepared to handle. In each retelling, different aspects might be emphasized depending on the lesson being conveyed, but the core facts remain: something unexpected happened, it was handled professionally, and everyone moved forward. Professional wrestling will continue to feature live performances where anything can happen. The unpredictability is part of the appeal for many fans who appreciate that despite predetermined outcomes, the physical execution happens in real time without safety nets. This reality means wardrobe issues, botched moves, unexpected injuries, and countless other complications will occur occasionally no matter how much preparation goes into each event. The goal isn't to eliminate all possibility of error, which would be impossible, but to minimize risks and ensure performers and production staff can respond effectively when issues arise. Jade's experience resonates because most people can relate to facing an embarrassing or challenging situation in a public setting. Whether it's giving a presentation when technology fails, performing when equipment malfunctions, or simply dealing with an awkward moment while others watch, the feeling of vulnerability is universal. Seeing someone handle such a situation with grace and professionalism can be inspiring. It reminds us that setbacks and embarrassments don't have to define us, that continuing forward despite discomfort is possible, and that showing resilience under pressure is admirable regardless of the specific circumstances. The wrestling industry has evolved significantly over the decades, with improvements in safety, training, and production quality. Yet some challenges remain constant across all eras. The fundamental nature of live performance means uncertainty and risk are built into every show. The physical demands on performers' bodies create situations where injury or equipment failure can happen despite best efforts to prevent them. The public nature of the work means that when things go wrong, they go wrong in front of thousands or millions of witnesses. These realities shape the career experiences of everyone who chooses to step into that ring, and they create the context in which incidents like Jade's wardrobe malfunction must be understood. Support systems for performers have improved over time. Modern wrestling organizations typically provide medical staff, mental health resources, and other support services that weren't standard in earlier eras. These resources help performers manage the physical and emotional demands of their careers. When difficult incidents occur, having access to support can make a significant difference in how the performer processes the experience and moves forward. The industry's growing recognition that athletes need comprehensive support beyond just physical training represents progress that benefits everyone involved. The conversation sparked by this incident touched on many issues beyond just what happened in that specific match. Discussions about costume design, gender equity in wrestling, social media culture, privacy rights, and resilience all emerged from analysis of those few moments. This demonstrates how singular events can serve as catalysts for broader reflection and dialogue. While the incident itself was relatively minor in the grand scheme of things, its implications and the conversations it generated had wider significance for understanding the wrestling industry and performance culture more generally. Moving forward, the hope is that similar incidents will be met with the same kind of professionalism and support that characterized the response to Jade's situation. Performers deserve to have their dignity respected even when things don't go according to plan. Organizations should continue investing in quality equipment and training that reduces the likelihood of preventable failures. Fans can choose to respond to difficult moments with empathy and support rather than mockery or exploitation. And the wrestling community as a whole can maintain the culture of mutual respect that helps everyone navigate the challenges inherent in this unique profession. Jade Cargill's career will be defined by her many accomplishments and contributions to professional wrestling. Her athletic achievements, character work, and impact on the industry will form the bulk of her legacy. The wardrobe incident, while noteworthy in the moment, is ultimately just one small chapter in a much larger story. How she handled it added to the positive impression she's created, demonstrating qualities like composure and resilience that complement her physical abilities. For fans and observers, the incident serves as a reminder that behind the personas and storylines are real people dealing with real challenges, and that the entertainment we enjoy comes through the dedication and professionalism of performers who accept vulnerability as part of their craft. If you've enjoyed learning about how Jade Cargill handled this unexpected challenge with such incredible professionalism and grace, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more fascinating stories from the world of professional wrestling where real athletes face real challenges and show us what true resilience looks like.